Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. The one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on, you guessed it is Faymonville Approach. In the north it is Caosak fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union. Commoner Stalin here with the 212th Rifle Division tasked with clearing out this small village of German presence. Here in the south it is angry Dutchman fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 6th Panzer Division rebuilding itself after some heavy losses are now under attack from the Soviets. We got straight with the lead armor here though, featuring the 221 emergency repairs, Panzer Commander, heat shells and the Sturmtiger versus airborne troops, mechanized support and defensive tactics over double infantry and light anti-tank and bulletins there. We got double Volksgrenadiers versus penal troopers. So a strafbad start here from Caosak to hit the fascists hard. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons, supporters, champions, heroes, one and all. Other people can join their last year's rank and become a heroic propaganda supporter by pledging on Patreon, or they can consider donating via PayPal. Links in the description for that as well. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing. Well, not as illustrious, heroic, or flashy. Still helps me out there by just spreading the video out to more people. So consider doing that as well. We got engineers versus the Volksgrenadiers here. First shots fired here as angry Dutchman is hitting back hard here at the Soviet approach. In the south, Strafbad moving forward with the second squad on the way there. And we got angry Dutchman with a fast truck. That's going to be a 2-1 here. The likely punches Spielwagen. Punions are then moving through the mud here and the muck of North Sturm Pioneers in the northern viewpoint there. So I'm guessing he's not going to go for airborne troop attacks unless he's planning to equip them with submachine guns. So it could be mechanized support here, it could be defensive tactics from Caosak. We'll have to see. News was the Volksgrenadier. Almost got the southern field point there. Falling a bit back in the face of the penal troops with a SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Moving forward, so quickly pump to the building. Not a great building for infantry though, with only one window on each side. That's more of a machine gun building, or at least a light machine gun building, not a guy with a rifle building. Third penal squad there for Caosak. Looks like he's going to use the building to push through against the Germans. Angry Dutchman sees this coming in, pulling back there before all the penal troops just, burst through there. Third penal troop squad there. Slowly getting ready to on the way there. He can, of course, theoretically respond with anti-tank rifles, but he's very short on munitions for that. He should not be able to get a hold on his munitions point and some of the other points, so he's actually slightly vulnerable here to the 2-1 there from angry Dutchman. Third squad ready again. He could go for defensive, say, no, he can't even go for that for a fast anti-tank gun. Like, his options are actually a bit limited when it comes to dealing with this fast armored car for angry Dutchman, which is probably what angry Dutchman is betting on, to be honest. And that makes sense, honestly. Pimps are falling back here towards heavy cover. Arm coming forwards. We're going to go for those Peter S-41s. Of course, they're being slowly bled out. In this case, you retreat before suffering any losses. Armored car there, though, not to have armored them. You can see the penalty with just sheer mass firepower connected damage that falls away the armored car here, showing that while it may not lack any harder counters, even the penalties on this stage can soft counter the armored car. I thought this thing was supposed to be armored. Well, who made this thing? Oh, Hermann Göring Industries. Oh, scheiße, wir doomed. Fourth Volksgrenadier of angry Dutchman. And we've got mechanized support. Popular in 2v2s used to be popular. 1v1s, not so much, but does offer anti-tank and ambush tactics, gas rifle infantry, marked vehicle, strafing runs, and of course the RSU 152 heavy assault gun. So we'll have to see what Caosak goes for next here. But I'm guessing guardsmen at least. Probably a bunch of them. Meanwhile, though, they got more folks like the angry Dutchman and the German army here, the 6th Panzer Division, lining as infantry for another assault here against the Soviets. Penals with SVT-40 with the Volksgrenadiers here. The SVT-40 would be the basis of the German Gewehr 43. Well, it's fine mechanism specifically, as for the Gewehr 41 in Spang mechanism had some issues that rather caused the gun to be unreliable. So the Gewehr 41 was not quite on the table in the long run. Just moving forward with the K9TKs. South Egan units laying down mines here for Caosak. As the war went on, the K9TK would be increasingly, shall we say, sped up in production. It made simplified with what was known as the Kriegsmodell, which was a fairly rough and unfinished model that lacked a lot of the features of later models. Plus, you could really get some nasty splinters from them. Sandbags here. Troops sending out there. Second engineer squad ready. Going for the fuel point. Sandbags down here. Angry Dutchman so far with a rather strong aggressive push here across the entire front line. Clearly not too concerned about a hard-swinging Strafbat assault here, which is exactly what's about to hit him. But it's clear, I think, Caosak wants to get some guardsmen to back it up here. So there we go. Big push here. Forces spread out. People's Blade just slicing the way through. And there you go. Into mine as well there. Not enough to get a wipe here on Angry Dutchman, but certainly enough to give him a bit of a shock. South Indies caught with the 2-1. Another full swarming in forwards for Angry Dutchman. Forces engineers away there. Teams moving forwards here, flanking the Fultz Grenadiers. Engaging the Fultz set up there with the SVT-40. Northern mission being seized there by another unit. First guard squad out there immediately. Bit short missions for the DP light machine guns, but I imagine they'll be forthcoming soon enough. And I imagine we're looking at least another guard squad here for Caosak. Just one they're pushing back the Punions with their closer SVT-2 on the armoured car already. Sturm Punion forwards with their minesweeper. Back here, Battlefield headquarters with medics and a mechanized command upgrade there for the Angry Dutch on the way. Well, obviously also goes to the flak half track. While this is still popular, people I find tend to go for the armor tend to be less keen on that one, though that may just be me observing only a small window of Oberkommanders players with it. Ooh, close to one. Peak guards from around there. DP light machines away there. Punions will caught there and then sending a grenade forced away. Moving forwards here. And back there, reinforcements. We've also got the medics out there for Caosak. Very good for him. And another mine in the south here. Further casualties inflicted upon Angry Dutchman and the 6th Panzer Division as they breach the way into the western half of the village here. North here, Pons Big seized there by Caosak's industrious engineers. Punions moving to flank here. And there go DP light machines ready, but there's still the full grenades with the incendiary grenade, and they cause them to retreat there. You also got the Sturmgewehr 44 on the way there to increase the firepower a bit. Up north, armored car, the quick riders there, Caosak's engineers, they stand no chance against that motorized monstrosity. Falling back in the face of the Punions behind heavy cover. Going for the southern fuel point here, which has been cut off there by Angry Dutch, and they've done the same north here. Up close, the Punions will beat the Fulters with the SVT-40 semi-automatic rifle. Fun fact about the SVT-40, the Soviet Army intended to replace all their, bolt-action rifles with SVT-40s. It basically became the main battle rifle, but the war kicked off with the Germans before they were ready to do that, so that never quite, became a thing. They just had to keep producing most of their guns to equip the main forces of their army. So, little fun fact there. Little fun fact. Tank command there for Caosak. That will probably be a T-7 here versus Angry Dutchman, though he may also just try and skip ahead. We'll have to see. Southern point there being seized. Heading northwards for the Fultz Grenadiers. Got the western fuel point back. Armor colouring about equipped with the Fug 12 radio set there, turning to 223 or Befehls Panzerspielwagen. Guardsmen southwards. So probably another T-70, but I would not be surprised if we see another guard squad eventually for Caosak. He does like to play more aggressively, having 5 inch squads would definitely finish on that, plus 2 guard squads would give him a very solid base of fire against both, infantry, light vehicles, and even to some degree medium armor. Just skirmishing up there, we got 435 to 450. That's it. South flank there's left fairly weak then because the Angry Dutchman's pouring in most of the troops back up the armoured car, whereas Caosak's focusing on the centre, leaving his fuel point open there to the Germans. The Fascisti. In the south, he following in Sturmpunch going to grab points here, very good. As he laid down mines here, though, that would be a pretty good idea, but so far none. Also worth noting, we actually see none of Caosak's engineers being upgraded, neither the minesweepers or with the, very popular flamethrower upgrade. He has been mining there, so that does make sense that if you're there, go flamethrowers, but typically you'll see players at least go for one flamethrower upgrade because it's really good. North here, better skirmishing between the engineers and the Fultz Grenadiers. Brandhunt going off here, push back the Punion troops a bit. Intense fighting here. We can see their Angry Dutchman's constantly probing, looking for gaps in that Caosak's lines, and Caosak is to an extent doing the same, but perhaps less actively. We can go for the T-7 now. In fact, you could have gone for the T-7 a minute or two ago. So, I think there's a good chance that Caosak is currently Oh, still pioneer what? That's great here for Caosak, but as I was about to say, I think he's more like at this point T-34-6 bound here versus the Angry Dutchman. More explosions, more mines, this time on Caosak's engineers. Political close being wiped out. That'd be pretty rough if Angry Dutchman have another wipe here. And chances are very high, and that's 2 wipes here within a minute. Or 2 minutes, roughly, either way. Rather painful there for Angry Dutchman. This is great for Caosak. Really gives them the edge here, I think, over Angry Dutchman. In terms of, like, infantry and manpower. We do have a fresh Storm Pioneer squad out of there, but it's not something like Angry Dutchman like wants to be constantly replacing at the moment. So this has been pretty great for Caosak. And, yep. That is a mechanized armor company, I think, by the looks of it. Yep. So it's going to be rushing for the T-34-6, looking to further, like, really leverage now this advantage in 2 wipes against Angry Dutch, really start hitting tanks out. Angry Dutch, though, taking up himself there. May want to consider some orbitals, I suppose, here. North here falters right here, but northern fuel point. Big penalty will push there as well. Relatively big. It's 2 squads. Fix up the armored car there, close to the veterinary fleet. He's the fixing up the mechanized armor company as the traders start churning out those T-34s. Multiple again, we have seen 2 Schwerpanzer quarters going to be set up here, getting inside of his base. Angry Dutchman here taking a very more precautious approach with it, which is starting to become more and more common with the Oberkommando West, where they just basically don't place the Schwerpanzer quarters out for the enemy to just drive up a pair of field guns and shoot it to death. Which typically tends to be a very big problem for the Oberkommando that they then lose it. So, mechanized armor company, they start training out those T-34-6s here for Caosak. And it's crucial to note Angry Dutchman currently has only 1 Raketenwerfer and a pinch cannon, a Panzerschreck, but that's still going to be a tough, tall order versus, you know, a potential large number of T-34-6 hitting him. Looks like it's going to booby trap the building there with a demolition charge. Yeah, he's going to do that. Efficient, yet sneaky. Very cheeky breaky. Armed cover 16 kills, veteran free there. Demo charge is ready. Ground points there. Well, obviously it goes for the Obersoldaten first to consider some authorization here, but Obersoldaten would definitely help out versus Caosak's infantry. So it could be planning that. Guys hitting the dirt. T-34 there for Caosak. We got 428 versus 441. Victory points wise, they're pretty close with each other. And there you go. That is a large push. Plus, we got the Obersoldaten here for Angry Dutchman and the 6th Panzer Division. The South Indian moving forward. T-34-6 halfway done. Mines down here as well. Very good. Fairly consistent manning here by Caosak. South Indian was the Volksgrenadier. Puts a stop to the mine, that's for sure. My God, it's ever trying to mine us. Still got that more charge. That could take another wipe out in Angry Dutchman, which of course would be great for Caosak. And bad for Angry Dutchman. Looks like he can spot it here. Yep. If he's paying attention to this. If he isn't, won't matter. There you go, spotted it. Thumbs up there to Angry Dutchman. Keen eyes there, like a hawk. Possibly murder, and there you go. T-34-6 arrives, and again, Angry Dutchman currently has like 1 Raketenwerfer to stop the T-34-6. It's not impossible, obviously, but it's going to require quite a bit of good fortune. Armored car there, slowly approaching the front. There's a significant threat to it now with a tank on the field. Obersoldaten there ready with the LMG-34. Sturm Pioneer losing Otto as he gets utterly obliterated by the T-34. North here, Pims with the armored car. Up further up north point being seized. We got 403 active versus 441. Looks like the victory point bleed's going to escalate here against Angry Dutchman now. Hiccup. Authorization done. He's not too far away from a Panther 4 model yet, at least. Here versus Caosak. Caosak is, well, technically not too far away from another T-34-6 now. That is one of the advantages of the T-34-6. Once you get them going, they really start to get it going. Like, they snowball very fast thanks to an incredibly generous costing. Plus, they just pack a lot of firepower, in particular versus infantry. Mines down here. Sturmpini routed. Definitely not dancing. Well, they're going to use quality with the armoured cart. Very close to Destiny 4, which allows to lay down Regal mines. Oh, they still misspell that. Regal. It's Regal. Guardsman forwards here. Will be interesting actually lays down the Regal mines. Obviously, I'm dealing with the punions over there, but they're ultimately being a 1+. Of course, there's the threat of the T-34 and 6 always present. And there you go, grenade. Oh, half the unit wiped. Good chance of wipe here on Angry Dutchman's Oberstaden. Can he make it? Run, Friedrich, run! Talk about a close one. Full retreat here from the north as Caosak is now just pouring in here. Panther 4 mod gate if Angry Dutchman is obviously not going to try and save around for something bigger. Plus the Panther 4 mod gate with some heat shields is generally quite good. Southern point being seized here by Caosak could lay down some mines. He's also not too far away from more T-34-76s. He could consider going for the ISU-152 obviously, but I wouldn't recommend that. He's also, back tech for a field gun. Interesting, so he's clearly concerned about it being taken by a tank soon. Plus I imagine he also of course wants a bit of artillery. Wrecking sandbags with the T-34-76, 4 kills on it. A Kevin Lancer good hit that punches cleanly through the frontal armour. Another good hit there. Need to fix up the T-34-76 obviously. Field gun almost done. Mines down in the south from Caosak. Very consistent with his mining. Thumbs up to that. Oberstaden versus Guardsman. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagenführer ready here for the Angry Dutchman. In the south here, Germany for pushing forwards with minesweepers. Should of course upgrade his Panther 4 as well. And there you go, adding the Panzer Commander. Armoured car there halfway to the east level. Seen any Regal mines? No. Shame. Because Regal mines and mines in general that can immobilize are quite powerful. It's just most players never bother with them, but honestly, like just being able to like immobilize a tank can be really powerful and catch your opponent off guard in the possibly worst moments for them. Need to be careful that Panther 4 though. Could become a massive issue if he's suffered too much damage that one too fast. Armoured car just still waiting there. Slightly extending northwards. Caosak's lining up for another push. Would benefit from some mortars. He may also be planning Katyusha here. Looks like he might actually try to solve for the ISU-152 right now. Which I think is a bit too urgent considering that. Plus it just gives, I think, Angry Dutchman more time to catch up instead of just like pushing for more tanks or rocket artillery or mortars. We'll have to see though. Also, they're pushing the field gun. Guardsman need to try and deal with that in the south here. Angry Dutchman has more or less pushed out Caosak there entirely. Ooh, great hit on the Oberstaden, also up the entire unit. Again, 5 kills, close to veteran 21. The Kevin Lance good hit there. Punches through the frontal armour once more. Nothing further transpiring here in the base of the Angry Dutchman. And the 6th Panzer Division. As Caosak's attack are starting to lose a bit of momentum. We got an Nation 5 tank as well. Want something with a bit more range, I guess, here versus the Angry Dutchman. Still no sign of Regal mines here from the Angry Dutchman, though. Would really love to see some. And I imagine Caosak would obviously love to never see them. H5 almost done there for Caosak, though. Panther engaged the Guardsman, and of course the T-34-76. H5's right around the corner. The Kevin trouble with the engineers and the Pumas was there. Filters off something to block in that. They can pop like a blend curve to cover up in there. Goes straight from around here against Angry Dutchman Center. It's going to force the infantry away there. And the south team got the T-34-76 Panther 4. It's straight from around there, completely misses. Good dodge at the Angry Dutchman. Panther 4 there with heat shields, punching holes into the T-34-76. Got it quite a bit dinged up there. And we got marked target on the Panther. There's technically like a lot going on there. And there you go, Edge to 5. T-54, so he's almost got here. Angry Dutchman, Panther 4. Can he finish it off here? And he does, leaving Angry Dutchman without any tanks. Meanwhile, his opponent has a tank and a tank destroyer. That is definitely somewhat unfavored odds here for the Angry Dutchman. He's bringing in another Academy Alpha. Definitely a bit of a challenge here for the Angry Dutchman. And rather, I think, swings the game into Caosak's favour once more, particularly since he does also have a nice victory point here, the Angry Dutchman here. More engineers there for Caosak. Did lose the flamethrower, gentlemen. Grab the southern point with the guard squad. We got 19 kills. Ace level. Got the second new squad ready. T-54 some supports and repairs. So we'll have to see what Angry Dutchman goes for next. Probably another Panther 4, to be honest. He's got a bit too over-eager there and quickly lost his Panther 4 to that. Ooh, got a white finally on his opponent. Good work here, though. His armoured car's about to get knocked out. Still no Regal Mines, though. Might help him more now than ever because, you know, he's got a lot of tanks to deal with potentially. Grabbing the southern fuel point, he was anchored out and going for the northern one. H5 ready in the centre. Field gunner as well, creeping forwards. Very slowly, very quietly. The other guys moving slow motion. Remember, comrades, move it very quietly, in slow motion. What is slow motion? Just move like you stepped in something really awkward. Oh. Punitive with the jump here. There you go. Ambush barrage here against Lekadnev. T-4 taking hits from Lekadnev though. Shells not quite making the splash I imagine hoping, and almost suffered a wipe in the Fulton retreat. That had been quite painful there for the Angry Dutchman. And there you go, can correct yourself as a wipe. There's a second last shell that just completely just nails the crew. And utterly not to finish off for the tank. So they're quite below the Angry Dutchman again. He will need more Lekadnev, so they may also just go for Yak Panther, to be honest, at this point. Able to issue fire out. Protocol close being wiped out. The T-54 just doing intense damage. There you go. Second Kevin there on the scene. Saves the lone Fult's gonna do. And we got another T-54 for Caosak. Armored car still repairs. Still no mines. And we do get another Panther 4 model here for the Angry Dutchman. And the 6th Panzer Division in the south. Strafbuck moving forwards. In the north, a lone orbital line squad there. Advances on his own. Light machine gun in hand. Ready to meet any Ivan head on. That's it can't all be called Ivan. Just shut up, Friedrich. Obviously, it's not all called Ivans. It's a way to, like, you know, just make them appear the same so we feel less bad about murdering them. Oh, yeah. Panther 4 almost done there. Floating south is there for the southern fuel ammunition point there. Second T-54 ready there for Caosak. There's one issue for Caosak right now. He's actually suffered quite a few infantry losses, which means Angry Dutchman has more infantry than Caosak. So that's actually something Caosak needs to be mindful of, as that makes it hard for him to like make good attacks or defense effectively here versus Angry Dutchman. So definitely something he needs to like look into sorting out here before, you know, the tide potentially turns against him. North of the orbital line, caught with the T-54 and 6 push back. He's down to 2 men. Armoured car there with 23 kills. I mean, he's definitely doing some great work there, Angry Dutchman. Field gun there, bombarding the Lekadnev again, hoping to get lucky once more. And close one, but this time falls a bit beyond the grasp there of it. So it does get Jürgen there. Another Lekadnev, the Angry Dutchman, and the German army. Let's see what Caosak goes for next. More penal troopers, conscripts maybe even, or just some more guardsmen. Panther 4, they're being upgraded. Armored car repairs. Sadly, no Regal Mines. I really would like to see some Regal Mines from Orbital Commandos play, and then hopefully actually see them do something. Anyways, they came out almost done. T-54 holding up. Quite a bit of neat repairs. Further up north here, we got the guards and we got the people swimming in there. Caosak can soon go for that guard squad. And there we go. Will he go for it though? Was he going to plan for another tank? There you go, second guard squad. Very good. Definitely also very necessary though. Oh. He's actually laying down Regal Mines for the armoured car. He actually laid down Regal Mines. He damn well did it. 2 thumbs up to the angry Dutchman. Now we'll have to see if the Caosak actually senses this off, though. Because it's one thing to lay down a Regal Mine, it's another thing to actually have the opponent bloody well hit the thing. And from the forward back of the cannon, of course, I'm pushing forward for the field gun there. Pretty risky and down in front of the T-54, so except we got the bun grenade off there. Need to treat the Orbs on now before they get utterly annihilated here by the T-54 and 6. We're keeping doing what they can here, though. And the South Guards moving forward here in supporting units. We got lone full squad. They're moving to contest the southern field point, or victory point, I mean, for as long as possible here. We got 243 versus 379. The center field is a wasteland of corpses. And, well, more corpses. Fixing the Panther 4, armored car racing forwards again there, 23 kills still. Will he lay down more Regal Mines here versus Caosak? Or does he just figure like 1 Regal Mine is enough? Of course, need to be careful doesn't get stuck in his own Regal Mine, that would be a bit awkward there. That'd be a bit awkward. Ending up there in the guard squad. Fun fact about the German mines, but they actually would apply anti-tamper devices, meaning if someone like you trying to disarm them, they would actually risk setting off the mine again themselves, killed in the process. Obviously a bit tricky to imply to the game to assault it. Most of the time they just, you know, spot the mines and then blow them up instead. Makes, of course, the job a lot easier. North Mid point being grabbed. T-54 need repairs. You can soon go for another one. You can also go for the Coh2. You can consider mortar, and I think the mortar would be great with its smoke screen, could disrupt angry Dutchman defenses, so I think that could be a strong consideration here for the Caosak. I mean, he also possibly may just be trying to go for the ISU 152 now, but I'm not sure that's going to be like the best timing for that. Of course, in a 1v1, the question is there ever a best timing for an ISU 152? Far south, you've got the full channel behind the watermill there. Waiting for the right time to strike. Hoping they don't, you know, slip off that little thing there and just toss into the water. So we've got 245 to 338. Caosak's definitely lost momentum. Part of it, I think, is just down to, like, you know, the loss of infantry, but also some, I think, other slight, you know, timing bits. Plus, I think too much focus in the center there assists in these sort of elements there. Plus, the Orbital Dynamo, I think, also played a good role in just slowing down things for Caosak, as they are quite efficient late-game infantry. Grenade up the can there for there. No kills, though. Not a single one. In the south, he almost got the southern victory point there. We got the third T-Fit one for Caosak. We could actually go for a fourth one soon, which would definitely be a lot of tanks, which could possibly like just crush angry Dutchman on like one attack, unless they hit the Regal Mine. Panther 4 there, quickly enacting some self-repairs. Fun fact about that one is actually not on... Well, actually, no, let's wait for the engagement to be finished. Pushing through the centre here, though. Probably being hammered with grenades. Looks like the engagement's cutting down. Got some orbs on the guardsman here. I don't think the guardsman lasts much longer against a veteran for orbs guarding in negative cover. That's typically one of those situations where the guardsman just die quickly. Well, any infantry really does. There you go. What, in fact, leaving Caosak once more short in infantry. But I was about to say there, the Germans had this thing where they would actually send tank crews to the factory where the tanks were produced to pick it up, and usually they'd be there to also assist a bit in the production of the tanks, so that way, you know, get a bit more insight into, like, you know, how it was made and run and all that sort of stuff there. Plus, I imagine it also just helped with tank production in general. So, little fun side note there. Keep her roaming in there. And should what the Regal Mine. The campsite straight on it. That's... that could be easy to set off there. Oh, maybe not, maybe not. Holy smokes, that was really lucky there, I suppose, and really unlucky for Caosak. Moving forward to the T-54 from 6. They're really close to each other, and there we go. T-54 from 6 hits the Regal Mine. Its treads have been blasted off. Well, one of them has, anyways. Mobilizing in front here of Angry Dutchman base, more or less there. The Regal Mine actually did something. Huzzah! Main gun knocked out in the oven, the other T-54 just kind of started waiting. So, When do we get to leave the tank? We don't. Oh. There you go. T-34 out. Leaving Caosak now short 1 tank. Another Panther for the Angry Dutchman. Yeah, that was a nice to see there, Regal Mine. One of those rare ones, and then actually watch you do something. Near Ace T-34 stick. There we go. In fact, it's not Ace. Falling back, but we got another Panther for the Angry Dutchman. And it does feel like in some ways the tide is starting to slow turn against Caosak. He's going for the Katyusha. He's fine being out some sort of artillery. But in other ways, again, one of the crucial issues remains. He's got only 2 infantry squads against an opponent with 5. And one of those, of course, the elite Obersoldaten. Folks, they're being murdered out here. Didn't want to go for again the old ace level there. Getting bombarded. Dodging the high explosives, at least like a boss. There you go, ace level gained. Route it. Another Panther 4 there also ready now here for the Angry Dutch. We've got the Katyusha rocket launcher ready here for Caosak and the Red Army. Oh dear, field gun quarter. We've got the Katyusha barrage off here. And all the rockets basically go straight above their heads. That must not be great for your ears though, but I imagine they prefer losing their hearing rather than, you know, their ability to exist. T-4 throwing out there, East level trying to kill, shoots, misses. Issue 5, the result's not really been doing too much now for Caosak, honestly. It's kind of on a bit behind here. Great for Angry Dutchman, less great for Caosak. I'm coming back. Is he laying down more Regal Mines with it? Oh, he is. Cheeky bugger. Pants was the guardsman. Good kill there, filming up there, punches straight for the armor. Guardsman also getting some shot through. Very heavily damaged on the Panther, close to knocking out here. And there you go, Panzer 4 kaput here. Great kill there for Caosak. We got 232 to 230, very close in terms of victory points, but still, Angry Dutchman enjoys numerous advantages, which Caosak does not. Though again, Caosak does definitely have the armored advantage, but struggles to leverage it, I think. Partly due again to a lack of infantry. Whereas Angry Dutchman is enjoying plenty of infantry. Got the Ace T-4 rolling hit, the 20 kills go straight for the Ace Obersoldaten, who are quickly about to make an ace retreat. And then I got another T-34 for Caosak and the Red Army. Got the forces rushing forwards here. Got it from the on the T-34 on the south here, another landing hit on the Ace one. About to lose this one. Oh, he hasn't realised it, he hasn't realised it, and the T-34 combusts as the munitions are cooked off, incinerating the crew within. Crew there being absolutely hammered by rockets. Got it from the Kenner, the Ace field gun there. They're about to get uncovered by German infantry. No, the T-54 and everything else falls from back. Guard from the flank here. Ace level 34 kills. Grenade right in the path. And he walks right into it. There we go. Suffers some casualties, but not enough to wipe it. T-54 bombarding. We still got the Kenner of the flank here, which gains virtually 4. The Ace T-34-76 is almost about to go completely combusted, costing then Caosak an otherwise heroic crew of T-34 tankers. Guards being forced 38 kills. They are pretty much carrying Caosak now on their backs. South here, T-54 going straight for the Sturmpunier. Panther they're coming up in a further pursuit there. Fulton squad almost being wiped up. We got the Guardsmen there being pushed back though by the arrival of the Ace Obersoldaten. 40 kills in the name of Das Reich. 232 versus 177. Caosak's options are starting to look increasingly slim here in the face of the German war machine. He technically has a larger force, but the way he can leverage it compared to Angry Dutchman's is a bit different, and so far, Caosak is not quite succeeding. Good hit from the Issue Father. Veterans 1 gain. This is 85 on the shield there, punches straight through the Panther Force frontal armor. All of a sudden, pushing forward, got a bun grenade there in the field gun. T-46 bombarding. Bun grenade doesn't do too much. We've got 42 kills. 43. 232 on 69. Caosak's options are starting to look increasingly bleak, and grim in the face of the German war machine. Armored car though, 23 kills. Hasn't really gained any more kills, but has laid down more Regal mines at least. That one. Not many more, it looks like, here from the 223. Another push here for Caosak rushing forward, but again, without artillery support beyond the Katyusha, it's a bit tough to pull that off. Katyusha, though, is ready to fire, but sadly, isn't quite timed correctly to really leverage this. Instead, it's now being used to try and at least keep the guards somewhat alive, though, and actually end up wiping them. And there you go. Got a full squad wipe. There's small win for Caosak, but ultimately, he is still forced to retreat. Again, the sheer number difference in terms of squads really continue to pay off there for Angry Dutchman versus Caosak. More easy for Caosak, needs to repair his armor. I mean, he's got so many things, and he's just so short on manpower. And meanwhile, the Katyusha's got a significant cooldown to go through before going to do anything. And most of Angry Dutchman stuff doesn't really have that much of a cooldown. Field gun once between forts here, very slowly, very steadily. You should find the running forts here for Caosak. Halfway to Bethany 2. Interesting enough, he's focusing on the less veteran T-54 rather than his ace T-54. I feel like that's a bit of a mistake there by Caosak. Typically in these situations, you want to prioritize your best units out of the tanks there. And I definitely rate a ace T-34 much more valuable than a, well, more or less raw one. And there you go, Guardsman suffers a huge blow there. Panda 4 there, fires high shell right into the midst, causing heavy casualties. And the Sturmpionier are now equipped with a Soviet DP light machine gun. Fultigendies, Oberstladen, gouging at 44 kills. Field gun crew there being absolutely slaughtered here now as Angry Dutch and Sportsman finally enacts his vengeance. All of that pent up Dutch anger unleashed upon the field gun crew. And to me, it's also in trouble here. The situation for Caosak is now spiraling out of control here as Angry Dutch is just hammering away at Caosak here. We got air support called in here. Caosak frantically hoping that a Red Army aviation can somehow pull him out of this mess, but it's just not enough here. Another Panther buyers arrived here for the Angry Dutch from the German Army, the 6th Panzer Division. T-54 from 6 Ace rushes ahead here, not fully repaired because again he prioritized the other tank, meaning there's a good chance the T-54 Ace now just goes up in flames. It looks like it's not happening here. It looks like this desperate assault from Caosak did in fact succeed in pushing off Angry Dutchman from it, but can he keep this up? They got another T-54 from 6 left for Caosak. Going straight in for the armoured car. But there you go, Panther on the flank, Ace T-54 going for it. Got Mark Big on there, goes smoke popped. And the armoured car doesn't make it. And poor Dieter there gets completely ejected out of it, flying across there before impacting upon the cold, unforgiving ground. Still, Caosak is keeping up a heroic effort despite all of this, and he seems to be slowly clawing his way back, but it feels in some degree regards a bit tenuous. Good hit from the 85 though. Vetchny 2 slowly approaching Vetchny 3 versus Angry Dutchman. Continuing forwards here. East level. Ooh, misses the T-54 6. That did not miss it, and I think Caosak's too much going on. He's not paying attention, and the T-54 is knocked out. The crew roasted alive. All of a sudden they're clearing out the field gun. 48 kills, 49. T-54 rushing forward here, bypassing the ace of Kevin. Panther Force pushing ahead. Katyusha knocked out. It's a complete crucible here for Caosak. Looks like this might be the breaking point, possibly. And there we go, another T-54 up. With that, I think Caosak cannot salvage it anymore. His forces are dying at too rapid a pace here to replace, and he's just not getting as much damage into the Angry Dutchman in return. He's lost his ace field gun, his tanks, and with that he surrenders. So loss here for the Red Army, a victory for the German Army, an intense back and forth fight here on Faymonville Approach with some great engagements there, but in the end, I feel like a few awkward decisions there for Caosak end up costing the game there. But overall, really intense match here, so hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something from it. If you did, again, subscribe, like, share, comment, consider pledging on Patreon or donating. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye!